Hello, today I'm going to use an AI program to help analyze various data to ensure that the information I have received hasn't been manipulated or fabricated in any way. The program I'm using is Notebook LM. If we have certain data or want to search for something, we can use this AI to find various documents. For example, if we just have an introductory article, it will pull information from the internet for us. Anything at Aleph, we want to find connections about something, we just type it in, like what I'm doing here. I'm showing this to everyone, and it includes all the documents. There are more than 10 items here. And it also pulls in information from YouTube, then summarizes it into an article right here. So once it summarizes everything into this central article, you can set and ask it questions about what's inside, and it will respond. Over here, regarding the creation of marketing mechanisms, this part is an audio clip that has been summarized. Let's try listening to what the program has summarized for us. And as for the table you see here, which is shown as a chart, if we click on it, see, the Amulet business branches out into different areas. It will show us what laws and regulations there are by drawing a diagram for us. And it doesn't take much time at all. Now, let's go back and listen to the audio, and I'll play it for everyone to watch together. Let's follow along step by step and listen together.
Hello, today we're going to have an in-depth discussion about a very interesting topic. It's about valuable objects that, at first glance, seem to be worlds apart, but are actually facing similar challenges. I'm talking about the world of high-value, world-class art and our own local industry of amulets and talismans.
Yes, it's very interesting that both of these markets, which involve huge amounts of money, beliefs, and faith, as well as international interest, are now under pressure, you could say, are trending towards greater transparency and verifiability in this digital age.
The information we'll be discussing today comes from sources provided by our listeners. Let's explore what's been happening, starting with the global art market. I see that in the United States, which is the largest market in the world, there have been developments regarding the draft Art Market Integrity Act. What is this all about?
Yes, the main point is the effort to close loopholes related to money laundering or the financing of terrorism, which we often refer to as AML and CTF. This is because high-value assets like artworks are easy to move, and it's easier to conceal the identity of the owner compared to other assets, so they see this as a potential channel for such activities.
Oh, I see.
So this law is trying to tighten regulations in the United States to bring them in line with Europe, like the UK or the EU, which have already enforced strict controls on this issue.
And regarding these protections, what exactly do artists have to do more of? I heard there's something about KYC, CDD meaning you have to know your customer and do stricter background checks. Wouldn't this be tough for small businesses? Their costs would probably go up a lot, right?
Yes, this is actually a topic that's been widely debated. But the main principle they're trying to apply is a risk-based approach. That means if you're a small business with low risk, you might not have to do anything as complicated as a large gallery or an auction house that deals with artworks worth tens of millions.
Oh, I see. So it's about making it proportionate to the level of risk.
It may not cover everything right away, but this draft law does seem to point things in a clearer direction.
All right. Now let's shift our focus to something closer to home, the Thai amulet market. This is something deeply rooted in our culture and beliefs, but at the same time, it's also a huge market. It could be worth several billion baht, you know?
That's right. The value of some amulets can reach millions, even tens of millions. There are many factors that drive these high price edges: rarity, the revered monk who created them, and the miraculous stories associated with them. It's a complex mix between faith and market mechanisms.
And what's interesting is that it's not just Thais anymore. Nowadays, a lot of foreigners, especially from China, Singapore, Malaysia, and Hong Kong, are very interested as well. Some people rent or collect amulets out of genuine faith, while others see them as lucky charms, or sometimes even as a fashion statement.
That's right. For example, there's a Chinese collector named Zhao Peng or a Singaporean businessman named Melvin who have both made the news. This is quite interesting.
Would you say this could be considered a form of soft power, given how far our beliefs and culture have spread?
That's an interesting perspective. When foreigners become interested in taking Thai amulets back to worship, it's like they're also carrying Thai cultural stories with them. But as the market grows and more people get interested, the classic problem that inevitably follows is the issue of genuine versus fake amulets.
And originally the judgment usually depended on individual expertise or what we call amulet experts, right?
That's correct, and this is exactly where it can lead to problems with a lack of transparency or sometimes even fraud.
Are there any laws to address this issue?
Actually, we do have an old law, which is the Act on the Control of Auction Sales and Trade of Antiques. The Act of 2474, 1931, actually stipulates that antique dealers must keep records, documenting from whom and how they acquired the items, to whom they sold them, and all the details. But in practice, when it comes to the amulet industry, the enforcement of these record-keeping requirements isn't very strict.
Oh, really? So what about nowadays? Are there any more reliable or systematic ways to verify authenticity?
There have been efforts to establish standards, such as having associations or central organizations that issue certificates of authenticity for amulets. There's a process where the amulet is sent in for inspection, a committee of experts reviews it, there's a fee, and then a certificate is issued.
But there might still be questions about the standards or impartiality, right?
That's right. It's still a system that relies on expert opinions. So, new ideas have started to emerge.
Like what, for example?
For example, bringing scientific principles into play. This is being discussed more and more now, such as using high-powered microscopes to examine the surface of the amulet, its materials and its age, or using tools like XRF-X-ray fluorescence, which is like a scanner, to analyze the chemical composition or minerals in the amulet and compare them with a reliable database of authentic amulets, or to analyze the age of the materials.
Oh, is it like what we've seen on T-Lab Construction's channel where they try to build a scientific reference database?
Exactly, that's the idea. The goal is to distinguish between amulets that were made in the correct era and ceremony, what they call authentic to the occasion, and those that are imitations or made later, making it clearer with tangible evidence. Or it could go even further by using technology like blockchain to record the history of ownership, sales, and transfers, so everything can be traced back and the information can't be altered.
Wow, that sounds really high-tech. So the issue of authenticity isn't just about belief or satisfaction between the buyer and seller anymore, right? It actually has legal and financial implications as well.
Absolutely. When someone sells a fake amulet and claims it's genuine, it's not just about satisfaction anymore. It could actually be considered fraud under the criminal code or a violation of the Consumer Protection Act. It could fall under consumer protection laws as well.
And what about when these transactions involve really high prices?
Yes, when the prices are high, tax issues come into play as well, whether it's VAT for sellers whose income meets the threshold or personal income tax. For the tax system to function properly, transparency is needed, along with proper documentation and sales receipts, tax invoices, and so on. This brings us back to the same point. There needs to be record-keeping and verifiable information, just like what the art market is currently striving for.
Uh-huh.
And there are also regulations regarding taking Buddha images or antiques out of the country. For that, you must request permission from the Fine Arts Department properly.
It sounds like both the global art market and our local amulet market are moving in the same direction, being pushed toward greater transparency, more accountability, and more regulations in place. Whether it's due to pressure to prevent financial crimes or the demands of modern consumers who want more confidence, both markets are evolving similarly.
That's right. The direction is clear. We're moving toward more concrete verification, clearer record-keeping, and stricter financial scrutiny. Now, an interesting question to ponder is this. As technology is making it easier and more precise to verify the physical authenticity of these objects, and as more and more regulations are being put in place, will the balance between faith, which is intangible, and hard to grasp, and the tangible financial value of these items change? And if so, how?
That's a very thought-provoking question.
And will the definition of authenticity in the minds of people buyers, sellers, and collectors change when scientific data converges with beliefs or faith that have been deeply rooted for so long?
Hey there, did you guys actually hear that? While I was meticulously showing you the detailed diagram and all the comprehensive analyses and insightful summaries, it was actually an advanced artificial intelligence that performed all that complex work for me. I absolutely didn't have to painstakingly write out the extensive tables or identify the intricate patterns myself. It intelligently designed everything for me with remarkable precision. I can now present this information with utmost clarity and professionalism to various important organizations. And it even thoroughly analyzes potential possibilities and identifies any prospective problems, as well as thoughtfully suggests effective solutions. This truly makes my entire work process so much incredibly easier and more efficient. Okay, that's all for this particular clip. Goodbye for now.